Imagine you're walking through a city at sunset. The world is busy, but you're searching for something deeper, a way to understand your place in all this. That's where Spinoza comes in. Baruch Spinoza was a philosopher who wanted to answer life's big questions. Why do we suffer? What is happiness? How can we live wisely? His ideas, though centuries old, are surprisingly practical and relevant today. Start with the basics. For Spinoza, everything begins with nature, what he called God or nature. He didn't see God as a person in the sky, but as the totality of everything. The universe itself, its laws, its endless movement. Imagine a vast ocean where every wave is a part of the whole. You, me, the trees, the stars, everything is a ripple in this ocean. This isn't just poetic. For Spinoza, it's the fundamental reality. Now, why does this matter to you? Because understanding this changes the way you see yourself and your problems. If you are a part of nature, then your feelings, desires, and struggles are natural too. They don't make you flawed, they make you human. Spinoza believed that most of our suffering comes from misunderstanding our emotions. Picture a moment when you're angry or anxious. Often you feel swept away, controlled by forces you don't understand. Spinoza says, pause, look closer. Your emotions aren't random. They're signals, reactions to what's happening around you. If you understand why you feel what you feel, the emotion loses its power over you. Think of your mind like a mirror. When something happens, a comment, a situation, your mind reflects it, but often in a distorted way. You might see an insult and immediately feel hurt, imagining the worst. Spinoza invites you to clean the mirror, to see things clearly. Ask yourself, why am I reacting this way? What is this emotion trying to tell me? Here's where Spinoza gets practical. He divides emotions into two types, passive and active. Passive emotions are those that happen to you. Anger, jealousy, fear. They're automatic, triggered by outside forces. Active emotions, on the other hand, are those you understand and direct, like rational love or joy. The goal, Spinoza says, is to move from being passive to being active, from being a victim of your emotions to a master of them. Imagine a conversation in a hallway. Someone criticizes you. Your first instinct might be anger or shame. Spinoza would say, don't fight the feeling, but don't let it control you either. Instead, try to understand it. Why did their words hurt? Maybe you care about their opinion, or maybe it touches on your own insecurity. By analyzing the emotion, you turn it from a passive reaction into an active insight. You gain control, you grow. Spinoza's approach is deeply empowering. He doesn't say, don't feel. He says, feel wisely. The more you understand your emotions, the less they dictate your life. You become free, not by escaping your feelings, but by understanding them. Freedom is central to Spinoza's philosophy. But it's not the freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want. It's the freedom to act according to reason. Most people, Spinoza says, are slaves to outside forces, their desires, fears, even other people's opinions. True freedom is knowing why you do what you do and choosing your actions with understanding. Picture your daily routine. You wake up, check your phone, feel a rush of anxiety as you read the news. You react, maybe with anger or sadness. Spinoza would ask, are you choosing your response, or are you being dragged along by habit and emotion? The more you pause and reflect, the more you act freely. Let's talk about happiness. For Spinoza, happiness isn't found in possessions, status, or fleeting pleasures. It comes from understanding, knowing yourself, your place in the world, and acting in harmony with nature. Imagine the feeling after a good conversation, when you truly connect with someone and understand each other. That's the kind of joy Spinoza means. Deep, lasting, rooted in clarity. To reach this happiness, Spinoza recommends cultivating reason. But this isn't cold logic. It's the ability to see things as they are without distortion. When you face a challenge, instead of reacting blindly, you step back, analyze the situation, and choose your response. Over time, this builds inner strength. Spinoza also talks about conatus, the drive to persist, to survive, to thrive. Every being, from a tree to a person, strives to continue its existence. For humans, this means seeking what helps us flourish: knowledge, connection, peace. When you're true to your nature, you feel alive. But what about bad things? Pain, plus disappointment. Spinoza doesn't deny suffering. Instead, he teaches resilience. If you see suffering as a part of nature, you don't take it personally. You accept it, learn from it, and keep moving. Imagine you lose a job or a relationship ends. Instead of drowning in regret, you look for meaning. What can you learn? How can you grow? This attitude transforms setbacks into opportunities. Spinoza's ethics are simple. Seek understanding, act with reason, pursue joy that lasts. He's not asking you to be perfect, but to be curious, to question, reflect, and grow. Let's make this even more practical. Say you want to improve a relationship, at work, with family, with friends. Spinoza would start with empathy. He believed that understanding others is key to harmony. When someone disagrees with you, don't jump to judgment. Try to see things from their perspective. Why do they feel that way? What experiences shape their view? This doesn't mean you have to agree, but it creates connection. Use the mirror technique. Imagine holding up a mirror to yourself and the other person. What do you see in their behavior? What do you see in yours? By reflecting honestly, you uncover patterns. Maybe you're defensive, maybe they're anxious. With this insight, you can adjust, respond calmly, and build trust. Or try the yes ladder. In conversations, start with small agreements. Find common ground, even if it's just, we both care about this project. Each yes builds rapport, making it easier to tackle bigger issues together. And don't forget to say, because. Spinoza knew that people respond better when they understand reasons. Instead of demanding or criticizing, explain your thinking. I'd like to try this approach because I think it'll help us reach our goal. Reasons create openness and reduce conflict. Confidence for Spinoza comes from clarity. When you understand yourself, your strengths, your limits, you act with purpose, not bravado. You don't need to impress or compete. You simply do your best, guided by reason. This kind of confidence is quiet but powerful. Influence, too, is about understanding, not manipulation. If you want to inspire or persuade, start by listening. What does the other person value? What are their fears? By connecting with their reality, you can offer ideas that resonate. Influence isn't forcing, it's inviting. Spinoza's philosophy is ultimately about connection, with yourself, with others, with the world. When you see yourself as part of nature, you become more accepting, more patient, more resilient. You stop fighting against reality and start working with it. Try this in your daily life. When you feel overwhelmed, pause. Ask yourself, what am I feeling? Why? What does this emotion reveal about my needs or beliefs? Instead of judging or suppressing, get curious. This simple habit builds self-awareness, which is the foundation of freedom. When you interact with others, remember empathy. Everyone is shaped by their experiences, their beliefs, their struggles. If you approach them with understanding, you create space for connection and growth. And when you face challenges, look for meaning. Every setback is a chance to learn, to adapt, to become stronger. Spinoza teaches that life isn't about avoiding pain, but about transforming it, using it as fuel for wisdom and joy. In summary, Spinoza offers a roadmap for living well. See yourself as part of nature, not separate from it. Understand your emotions. Don't just react to them. Cultivate reason, empathy, and resilience. Seek joy in understanding, not in fleeting pleasures. Build confidence through clarity, not comparison. Influence others by connecting, not by controlling. This isn't abstract philosophy. It's a guide for everyday life. Whether you're facing a tough decision, a conflict, or a moment of doubt, Spinoza's wisdom invites you to pause, reflect, and act with purpose. You'll feel more grounded, more free, more alive. So next time you're caught in a whirlwind of emotion or uncertainty, remember Spinoza's core insight. Everything is part of nature, including you. Your task isn't to fight reality, but to understand it, to flow with it, and to find your place within it. When you do, you'll discover a quiet strength, one that helps you sleep smarter tonight and wake wiser tomorrow.